Hey guys, it's Matt and Jack from the Golden Shovel here, and today we got a run on the Ford of Bruinen in LOTRO, and the video appears to be a little bit laggy, for me at least. I don't know what Jack's seeing right now, but just a little bit stuttery. What my thoughts about this skirmish were, like Jack brought it to my attention that we had never done it, so I decided to, why not, let's go ahead and do it. And this, out of all the skirmishes I have played, is one of my favorites. I really just like the setting, and I like the intensity of it, protecting both targets, Eladin and Elro here. You really have to stay on your toes, and it helps to... we did this from a duo perspective, and I guess our duo was just perfect for this kind of a skirmish. Really, a minstrel would have been nice to keep both targets and the other players alive. Because for quite a while there, it was really touch and go for both our allies and myself and Jack here. There were times where I couldn't heal and people were quickly dying, and there were some hard hitters out there. There was a troll toward the end, which you will see. It's pretty beastly. I was a little panicky, caught kind of like a deer caught in headlights. I didn't really know what to do, or forgot how to play my own class. But Jack, what did you think about this? Okay, Jack's not here. I'm going to continue to talk.
Sorry, my mic muted.
Genius.
It was definitely one of the more fun ones. It wasn't so complicated as some ones like the Tuck Burrow, that one's kind of annoying because just the sheer amount of mobs you have to deal with. But yeah, it's a pretty simple defense one, but I liked it. It was fun.
What I enjoyed the most was the parts where all these mobs would come out, and you being a warden, you're like, oh, don't worry, I got this. 5 seconds later, your health bar would be 3/4 of the way gone. I would have to heal you and save the day, because that's what I do. And the encounters in this were a lot different than the encounters we did in other skirmishes. At one point, there's the normal, kill this particular enemy and, whatnot. But at this one spot, the archers in the back, you probably won't see them all. But you'll see it. I'm not sure if you'll see us running around for arrows. I'm not sure if Jack edited that out. But you have to run around and pick up arrows and deliver them to the archers so that they can continue to fire upon the enemy. And I thought that was a really cool sort of... not really innovation, but a cool feature, I guess you could say. I can't really find the word for it right now.
They just add little nuances to each of the skirmishes to make them feel a little different. Stuff to help you along.
Now, a lot of these mobs in this skirmish are very hard-hitting. You definitely need a fair amount of debuffs on them via... my Gust of Wind, which would slow their attack duration down, my Fire Lore, which would, pull their melee...
Decrease their melee damage.
Yeah, decrease their melee damage. You basically... Yeah, those Orc Defilers, by the way, we don't fight them at all, I don't think. But...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. But, I mean, you really need a debuff of some kind in this instance, because it's almost next to impossible, I would think, because there were so many times where like my soldier gets killed off, or Jack's Vanguard gets killed off, or my pet gets killed off. As you can see, he's losing quite a bit of health right now. And I can't remember if this was...
I'm pretty close to death.
Yeah, there we go.
It's because the Leech Warden had a totem pole he put out that had a massive disease DOT, and that I wasn't really sitting well with that. The hardest mob, though, in this skirmish, by far, those... can't remember the name of them now. I think of the Falconers, the Wretched Falconers, that had a protection on them to where you had to kill their Crebanes, or a certain amount of their Crebanes first before they would actually take damage. And they would just summon Crebane after Crebane after Crebane. And they would do a lot of damage because they're elite level mobs. And they just became such a pain in the ass.
There was actually one instance where the Falconers appeared where I had taken a substantial amount of damage as it was, and I was just trying to, and I had no mana, so I couldn't use my Burning Flame. So I had to quickly sort of jump to the side so I can draw power from an enemy, but the Crebain kept following me, and I kept screaming, "Get them off! Get them off! You know, I can't draw power. I keep getting hit, and I keep getting interrupted, and blah blah blah." And it's just another showcasing of how much, you know, you really have to be on your toes in this sort of thing. I view skirmishes as great practices for like raids and whatnot. They definitely make you think on your toes and think very much in your own class. Like, as you can see, we both play our classes pretty well in this one. You know, Jack goes all in tanking. I'm not, you know, running around acting like an idiot. I'm just, you know, giving him power, giving him health, and the occasional buff, and then debuffing
Being
his
a
enemies.
battery.
Yeah, basically being a battery. And I think on that, yeah, right there where we're gonna charge up and do that Uber attack, we weren't able to get to the enemy quick enough.
Hey, here's a wretched falconer. And as you saw before, when I clicked on the fellowship maneuver in the old Great House trying to find the enemy, one thing that I always forget about that is so useful is, if you saw at the bottom of my feet, that line that was pointing towards them is the directional indicator. And always have that thing on, because especially when you're in the heat of battle with instances and skirmishes like this with so many different mobs and such, it just helps so much.
Right.
Yeah, this
like if you're gonna play
I'm still kind of getting used to Warden tanking, because it's so much different than a Guardian, which I'm used to, where you can instantly get threat, keep it pretty well. While with the Warden, you have to build it up a lot more, and you can't, like, your fellowship members can't just like go balls out like they normally could with a Guardian.
Right. Basically, if you're gonna play LOTRO, you have to have that little directional thing on. It's so helpful. Like, it's saved my behind quite a bit, because, you know, he'll be, you know, Jack will say, you know, get this guy, and I'll be like, where is he, you know. And when he told me to turn that on, it was like so easy to, you know, click to him and assist him. And
do you have the vitals above their heads turned on?
I don't have that turned on, actually.
It actually makes it a lot easier to like, as you see on mine, whoever I'm selected has the vitals above their specific head, so it makes it a lot easier to also be like, that's who I'm targeting.
That's good. And you also may notice that his toolbar looks a little different. He has that sort of panel just floating off near the middle of the screen. Why don't you explain what that is real quick, Jack, because I don't even know what that is.
That's just the Warden Gambit panel. Warden's main skills are based off of just three basic skills: the spear, fist, and shield. As you can see, it's just filling up with the three different colors: red, green, and yellow. It's kind of like a combo system, and when you learn skills called gambits, you don't actually like have the skills. Like, you see, my toolbar is pretty empty. If you see anyone else at our level, like, you know, Matt's toolbar is probably full, or at least pretty full.
Several toolbars are full, yes.
Yeah, with mine, it's because I have a ton of skills. It's just they're hidden in the gambit menu, and it takes time to learn them, but you get to pretty quick. But it's a really interesting system for an MMO to play a class like a combo system.
I wanted to actually make a new character as a Warden, and he's just like, no, you wouldn't be able to handle it. And I was like, well, joking around, I was like, well, what about a burglar? He just laughed at me and called me an idiot. Burglar is, I think it is the hardest class in LOTRO, some would say. Would you agree?
It depends, really. Depends on what